Just close your eyes. Know the peace within.
Your consciousness nature remains unknown to you. Your consciousness is beyond divisions. Your consciousness is beyond words. Your consciousness is beyond movement. Your consciousness is beyond space. Your consciousness does not know that it is only consciousness because it accepts itself to be a fixed shape or design or form with added labels as itself. See how your consciousness is caught by its own projections as world, as all appearances, as entire manifestation here in space. Your consciousness does not know that it is the source of entire manifestation. Your consciousness does not know that it contains the seed of the entire manifestation within just now. Every movement begins out of your consciousness just now. Every appearances happen out of your consciousness just now. Your consciousness remains totally ignorant throughout the waking state. Due to the ignorance of itself, it accepts all movements within space as real, all happening within space as real, all appearances within space as real, as it is not conscious of itself. Your consciousness is continuously trapped by words. It never knows its stillness beyond words. Your consciousness contains the treasure of the entire manifestation within. Without knowing the treasure, your consciousness is continuously struggling, though it is an emperor at the conscious level. It continuously struggles within space as it is yet to know the source within. Here in space, none of the movement is real, though it appears to be real. None of the events is real, though it appears to be real. So continuously, your consciousness trapped by every event, by every movement in space as real. How can your consciousness remain peaceful when it takes every event to be real? It never knows its unchanging potential, the ever-present, unmoving potential within. The primary cause is your consciousness accepts itself. Though it is infinite, it accepts itself as a finite form. How can an infinite get disturbed by a finite form activities? Every form, not only your form, but every form within space is by your consciousness. This also your consciousness does not know. Each and every object, each and every appearance, each and every movement within space is by your consciousness only. But for your consciousness, nothing is here. Yet, your consciousness remains ignorant about its potential. It is caught by all sort of divisions that happen within space and get caught by every part of the movie to be real. Your consciousness never remains peaceful as long as it identifies itself as a person here. The stillness is ever here, and the entire space is filled with peace. And along with peace, you will know the joy also once you are conscious of yourself. By not knowing the joy and peace, your consciousness is continuously dragged down at the personality level and get frustrated and depressed. It is seeking solution within the dream. Not knowing every happening is only a dream happening. What is the solution for any dream? You appear to struggle inside a dream, searching for water, not getting water, moving here and there in search of something. Everything looks real only till your consciousness wakes up. Here in waking state also, all your sufferings are like this. All your suffering appear to be real, appear to be more real, and you are also continuously deceived by every part of the happening. You will never get relieved from this perceived dream unless you are conscious of yourself. Every sickness is due to your consciousness, which is not conscious of itself. And there is only one medicine for all sickness, that is being conscious of yourself. The nature of consciousness is only peacefulness, the unmoving, unchanging state. Only out of this unmoving, unchanging state, due to the play of the elements, due to the spontaneous play of the elements, every object is created just now, in no time. You cannot say that this appeared first and that appeared second. Everything appears just now in your consciousness. Every nanosecond, it's happening. Whatever perceive is not as you perceive, as you are yet to know the source of the all elements and their movements is within the light just now. So the entire show is by the play of the elements, which happens spontaneously. There's no person here doing anything, creating the world and making the world run and making the world disappear. There's no person here. Everything arises, moves and disappears. Where? In your consciousness. Whatever I tell may be something new to you, you may find difficult to accept also, because you are yet to be conscious of yourself. I am addressing this talk only to your consciousness, not to any person here. Your consciousness is continuously sleeping, unaware of its unlimited potential within. Unless your consciousness goes inward and stabilizes inward, there's no chance for the consciousness to get awakened, to remain relieved from whatever that is perceived. Your consciousness should remain so joyful and so peaceful, because it is infinite joy and endless peace within. How can you miss it? You can't miss it even for a nanosecond because it is continuously there. Throughout the waking state, this unending peace and infinite joy are here. You are only perceiving a movie, not knowing it's a movie. You are trapped. How to know that it is a movie? Unless you close your eyes and go within and find out the source of the movie, which is light, you cannot understand my teaching and you cannot know what the world is and how the world is made of, what the cosmos is and how the cosmos are made of, what the universe is and how the universe is made of. What is all this entire manifestation happening spontaneously, not by any person. Nobody is ordering the manifestation to happen here. There are no person here. You are caught only at this personality level. So you cannot wake up. As long as your consciousness is wrongly identifying itself as a person, there's no chance for the consciousness to wake up. So I am waking up your consciousness just now within and telling and addressing your consciousness. You are consciousness only just now. Better know. And there is nothing here apart from your consciousness. With whom are you fighting? And there are no persons. And whatever form that appear in your consciousness is by your consciousness just now. It is exactly like your dream, where in your dream you are moving along with so many inside the dream. And once the dream is over, where do they all have gone, including yourself? How they all appeared in your dream, and where did they disappear? But for your consciousness, because you are only at the surface level, at the appearance level, all this play is going on. You never know the source of the appearance is prior to form, the formless nature in you, the unmoving, unchanging nature in you, which is the source of all appearances. Here nothing is happening. Still, you remain so much worried. And you plan that it should not happen and it should not happen like this. It should happen like this. As if everything happens as per your order. Here, I tell you, the very presence of yourself, the very conscious presence of yourself is not in your hands. Spontaneously, you are conscious of yourself. In deep sleep, you are not at all conscious of yourself. Spontaneously, you are conscious of yourself for no reason. Suddenly, you appear to be here in space. The moment you know that you are here, at the same moment, you perceive so many objects around you. How did they all happen? How did you appear to be here? You do not investigate on these lines. You take all these things for granted because you are yet to go inward and find out how all this form happens. How all this form happen? Like a magic. Suddenly some form appears and disappears, and moves. Where? In your consciousness. And you are not making any effort for the sun to happen or the moon to happen. You only simply observe. There are 2 points to be noted. First, your consciousness should know that it is consciousness only. The moment your consciousness knows it is consciousness, it starts waking up. And that wakefulness has to get completed. Your consciousness completes its journey only only through total wakefulness, not through partial waking up. Waking up is total only. See, you are perceiving a dream and suddenly you wake up. That is only total waking up. So the dream is no more. Like that, in this waking state also, your consciousness can wake up totally and you will find out that there is nothing called birth or death. Whatever you term as birth or death or anything, within space is only a dream happening. Only upon waking up, your consciousness, which is conditioned itself as a tiny form with certain labels, now it knows its immense infinity by going inward and stabilizes there, and one fine day your consciousness wakes up spontaneously, just like that, in timelessness, and it knows, yes, nothing has happened to me. I am in my original state forever. I am the absolute awareness. And whatever that is perceived within space is only a dream happening. I am neither born nor I can die. Where is the death for the one which is never born? So what is born? A form with certain shape and design. And it is not me. It is exactly like a dream happening. In your waking state also, you come to know whatever perceived in deep sleep is only a dream. Like that, whatever perceived within space is only a dream happening. It's not me. You are inside the dream till you wake up. Once you wake up, where are you? Inside the dream. The dream is over and your form inside the dream is also over. And you are lying down in the bed. Exactly here. Your consciousness wakes up totally. And it is turned into deep silence. Because now it is free from the entire dream happening. It is free from the space level activities. It is free from all duality oriented events. It is totally free. That state cannot be explained because it is beyond description, indescribable. That nectar state also cannot be explained because that is your original state. Only after knowing the source of consciousness, which is the absolute awareness, your consciousness is totally free, relieved from the entire show perceived. And it declares, yes, I am only the observer, the absolute observer. I am not that which is perceived. All that perceived are nothing but a dream happening. In no way I am connected with any happening within space. When it declares, only after waking up totally. So waking up totally is the most important thing for the consciousness. How can you wake up when you are still identifying through form level and you are collecting so many knowledge about the past, about the future, which do not exist? Your conscious presence alone is here. All these thoughts are only for utility. You are the master. Nothing enslaves you once you are the master. I am making you the master. I am kindling the fire in you. Yes, you are consciousness. Why you are sleeping? Why don't you wake up? Why don't you remain conscious of yourself? Which is preventing you When there is nothing alien to you, what can prevent you? Your knowing. You are the supreme, already and always. Never miss yourself. Know the nectar state in you, which is endless. Your original state cannot be explained. You are always at the peak of joy, unending joy, non-stop joy. How do you fall a prey to that which is perceived, which is not you? And whatever perceived is only a play by elements, it is not you. You are not the elements, you are neither the elements nor the movements, because now you know the unmoving center in you, the unmoving point in you, the unmoving reality in you. Everything begins from this unmoving reality. And whatever that moves out of this stillness is not you. You are this unmoving point. Stabilize here and observe all the movements in space, like observing a movie on a screen. The space itself is created just now out of this unmoving reality. And all objects within space are also created about from this unmoving reality. This unmoving reality is nothing but a light only. The peace or the stillness represents the light within. Initially, you can know only the peace. Later on, by abiding constantly, you will get to know the light also within. But you will come to know that you are not the light, you are more than the light, the observer of the light, the source of the light. And you will know that you are already the observer, and nothing has never happened to you. And whatever perceived within space is only by the light and the play of the elements within light. Every element, every photons or electrons or quarks, they arise out of light. They spontaneously interact at various combinations, hypothetical combinations, at a greater speed in no time. And they appear as different objects in no time. It is like a magic, like how you are lying down in your bed and in your dream you see so many happenings, but suddenly over your mountain. And another scene you are swimming on the river. And then in another scene you are moving somewhere. Where do all those scenes happen? But for the light, but for the elements. Every movement is by the elements. And every movement is out of light only. So the entire play is by light and the play of the elements within light. But for light, there's nothing here. So, but for consciousness, there's nothing here. But you are neither the light, nor the consciousness, nor the elements, nor the world, nor any appearances. Just now, you know the unmoving reality within you, the stillness within you. Stabilize there. Settle there. Then you will know the supreme beauty about yourself, the unending truth about yourself. Can't miss yourself. I am here to help you, to explore you, the reality about yourself. Your consciousness merges in awareness and wakes up totally. Just now your consciousness is merging in source. That's why it remains so relaxed. Only through this relaxation, your consciousness wakes up. This relaxed state is always here. You can't miss it. It is very much. This relaxed state, what you are knowing is throughout the waking state. Not only throughout the waking state, throughout sleep or dream or whatever. Within space, you find this peace and joy continuously. Only out of this peace and joy, every sound happens, every movement happens, but the base is only the peace and joy. Settle down on the base itself and observe like a king, observing the empire. Observe, it is your own kingdom. In your kingdom of consciousness only, everything is perceived, everything is appearing, everything is moving. You are the king of kings. You have forgotten your true nature. I am helping you and reminding you that you are an emperor already. Without you, what is here? Tell me. You don't know the height of your truth, the greatest peak of your truth. You are simply carried away by some movie because you are yet to know the observer in you. Without the observer, nothing can happen here. The observer is prior to consciousness, prior to space, and you are that. Once you come to me means the source, not a person. Once your consciousness merges with the source, wakefulness is certain. Whoever comes here and listen, whoever goes deeper within and merges in the source, wakefulness is certain. My presence will enable your consciousness to wake up at the earliest. Enough of sleeping. Just wake up. The truth is here now. Can't miss it. Even with eyes open, you can't miss the truth. You'll find the same joy and peace with eyes open, and wherever you move, you are moving only within peace and joy. You are walking only within peace and joy. You are talking only within peace and joy. The base itself is unmoving, and everything is moving out of the unmoving reality. You can't miss it yourself. I give you guarantee because I know what you are. That's why I am expounding this knowledge about yourself. My talks will wake up the consciousness which is sleeping endlessly. At least now, your consciousness can wake up and remain totally free. Inwardly, nothing binds you, nothing can enslave you. Just close your eyes and relax, that's all you need. Once you are conscious, immediately you will get relaxed. Relaxation is immediate, instant, spontaneous once you are conscious of yourself. Why all of you are so peaceful here, so relaxed here? Because your consciousness is merging the source here. When your consciousness is merging the source itself, it remains utterly relaxed. What more you want than this relaxation, which you have always? Relaxation means there's no movement. It is not that every movement ends up with the unmoving reality. It is the every movement begins from this unmoving reality. This unmoving stillness is the beginning of the reality. Stillness cannot move. Only out of this stillness movement happens. So everything begins from you only. Why don't you observe silently? Through stillness. Once you start observing through stillness, you are free from the show. Once you start observing through identification, again you are caught by the show. Anyway, you are observing, but you don't observe silently. You are observing through identification. I am teaching you to observe through stillness. That's the only difference. You are made to observe through identification. So you are affected by whatever that is observed. Now I am helping you to observe through stillness. Now you are free from whatever that is perceived. Nothing affects you. You only observe, but you do not know how to observe. The observer is beyond movement. Stillness is also beyond movement. So when the observer observes through stillness, there's no movement. So you are free from the show. But the observer never observes through the unmoving stillness, always observe through moving identifications. So you are continuously trapped by the perceived show. Once you know the difference and how you are caught by your observation through identification, very easily you can wake up. I am teaching you how to observe silently. Just now you observe the stillness. You observe only the stillness. Later on some sound may happen outside. You observe that also. But you know the stillness first. So out of the stillness only the sound happens. Once you settle down in the stillness, the sound cannot disturb you. But you never settle down in the stillness. And you are continuously affected by the sound. Because you are bypassing the stillness and identifying the events. When you channelize yourself through stillness and observe, the movie is perfect. When you do not observe through stillness, you are worst affected by the movie. The movie is the same. Your observing nature is also the same. The difference is whether you observe through stillness, which is ever present, or you observe through identification, which is never present. What is identification? Some labels added to some object. So from where do those objects arise? But for your consciousness. So every object is only by your consciousness. Then you will not find any difference between you and the object. So it cannot identify itself as something different from you. Identification is identifying things and isolating as if every object is separate from you. It's not like that. Every object arises just now out of your consciousness, and no object is separate from your consciousness, as every object is made of light and the play of elements within light. The shape and design may be different, the movement may be different, the behavior may be different, but every object, the fundamental base is only your consciousness. So nothing is separate from your consciousness. Then you stop identifying and simply observing. You will find only friendliness among everything, whatever perceived. So you remain content once you observe silently, as all objects are only out of your consciousness just now. Nothing is separate from yourself. Now you will know the immense beauty of your consciousness, the immense potential of your consciousness. And you know that nothing can be done except to observe silently the entire show within space. Then automatically you settle down in stillness and observe silently. Through silent observation, without identification, your consciousness wakes up and knows its ultimate potential, that it is the non-dual observer, ever present. It remains relaxed because there's nothing apart from your source. Then your consciousness declares, I alone prevail, after knowing the source. Till then, your consciousness is trapped through the perceived movie and get disturbed. It is better that your consciousness knows the stillness within and then settle down in the stillness itself so that it can know ultimate peak of the truth, that it is ever present and nothing has never happened. Better wake up and know, I am here only to explore the ultimate reality about yourself. Listen to my teachings deeply, imbibe my teachings deeply. I am certain it helps your consciousness to wake up from the perceived dream just now.